Welcome back to another video. So this is going to be a little bit deeper dive in Soarchain. Soarchain, something I went over a while back, and something I cover on Mondays with my passive income project updates and different things like that. But I thought it deserved a little. I thought it deserved a little better, deeper dive because some things have changed, and just want to make sure we go over it. You know, we know that there should be a AirDrop for it coming at some point, and just want to go over a couple different things with it. So, and also tell you how to save some money on it at the end of the video. So stay tuned and we'll hit the video. So before we get too deep in this, the best thing y'all can do to help me out is to hit the like button, show your support for the channel, show that you support the things I talk about and what I provide for y'all. Hit the subscribe button if you have not hit that yet. Also hit the notifications bell next to subscribe to make sure you don't miss any of the videos that we come up with. We're going to be doing a lot more of these type of videos as we go into this bull market, and we talk more about these DEPIN and passive income projects. This video is brought to you by C4 Crawfish Catering out of Corpus Christi, Texas. This is a good friend of mine. I do some hunting with him, who runs a crawfish catering company out of Corpus Christi, Texas. I've seen some great reviews on him. I'm looking at the pictures. He looks like he does a darn good job. Y'all know I do some cooking videos on my other YouTube page, and it looks very good what he has been doing. So I just want to help support him. If anybody knows anything about, crawfish or anything like that, it's not easy for everybody to do. So crawfish prices have been crazy, but if you want to, sometimes it's easy just to get them boiled yourself, especially if you have a big catering job. He has a website, c4crawfishcatering.com, or you can also find him on Facebook, C4 Crawfish Catering on Facebook. He also has an Instagram. I'll have links to this all in the video description below. So if y'all know anybody in Texas, South Texas, that needs some catering done, I know they've gone all the way to Houston and different places like that. So they can definitely get it done if y'all need it. They got a big trailer, nice big setup and all that. Check their Facebook out and their website. Also, check out the link I have for Saltwater Madness. This is a good friend of mine who shows you how to do fishing in down South Louisiana. Speckled trout, redfish, wintertime, summertime, it doesn't matter. He's always hooking into these fish. I keep saying I'm going to do a collab video with him soon. It will happen this year. I spoke to him about it today, but I'll be getting on the boat with him soon, going down to Grand Isle, Louisiana. Me and my son, him and his son, and we're going to go tear up some speckled trout and redfish. So stay tuned for those videos, but in the meantime, go subscribe to his YouTube channel. He's just a local friend of mine that could use the help, and go check out some of his cool fishing videos. All right, so today we're going to talk about Soarchain. They used to call it the Motus Mini, but everything I see referring to it now is strictly the Soarchain Mini. This is not to be confused with the DIMO Macaron. DIMO Macaron is similar sized. Both hook up to the OB2 port. I'm running both of them, but there are some differences with these. The DIMO Macaron works through the helium network. You can plug it into, if you have several vehicles, you can plug it into all three of your vehicles, where once you set it up with an app, you can set up in your friend's vehicle, your family's vehicle, or anything, and you don't have to worry about touching it or doing anything unless it needs an update, which happens maybe once a month, if that. Where the Soarchain Mini differs is, this is a lot more, I'm going to say hands-on, but not really physically hands-on. But every time you get in the vehicle, you or somebody has to tether this to your phone. That is supposed to be changing at some point, but right now it's still using your phone Wi-Fi tethering. It's supposed to be changing to a Bluetooth option at some point, which is supposed to make this a lot easier. If y'all have seen my previous videos on these, I had a lot of problems with this in the beginning. It caused some issues with my phone. the operation of it and stuff like that. But I have not had those issues anymore. I had issues with the fact that, you know, every time I had to get into the car, I had to worry about, is it connected? Sometimes the app wouldn't connect with the device. I would have to repower the Soarchain Mini, or I'd have to force close the app and that kind of stuff. I don't seem to have that issue anymore. I had issues where I would drive for a while and I would check it just to see, hey, how many points I got? And it would all of a sudden say it wasn't connected anymore. I'm not running into those issues. One thing we had to remember is that we were beta testers with this. This wasn't full out mainnet. We were beta testers. We were reporting back, if you call it that, complaining or whatever you want to call it, back to them in Discord and different places. And they saw that. They went in and they have fixed it, changed it, updated it, whatever you want to call it. So there has been vast improvements with this. So another thing that differs also is with the DIMO. DIMO is on mainnet. Now, if you've seen any of my videos recently, the rewards have been drastically slashed down. I bought 3 of the DIMOs back around Christmas time. Back at that time, it was, you can buy 3 for $89. So let's just say I spent about $270, might have been a couple of dollars for shipping. To this day, we are almost 5 months past that, 4.5 months, and I still have not ROI'd on that. So that's one thing you have to know. At one point I was ROI, but the token has come down in price so much I have not ROI'd. There's also, with this device, 1,500 to 2,000 people each week that are installing this in their vehicle. Again, I talk about this on my, every Monday I have a video that I do on all the projects that we're involved in. For those who might be coming across this video and first time you're on my channel, but we discuss this project and Soarchain and a lot of other projects that we're looking at or that we're involved in to give updates. And the DIMO token has been, even when there was some positive price stuff going on, the DIMO token has gone down. One knock that I see people in Discord talk about and social media is, what is the carrot, as they call it, or, you know, what's the lure to people to buy the DIMO token? No, I don't know. Where with this one, you're now taking the chance that this is still on a test net. So where this, people made very good money. And remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. This is just different things we like to play around with, you know, and support DEPIN and different things like that, where this device, people did very, very, very well when it first came out several months back last year. So the hope is that you can be early on this one and the same type of thing happens. Well, like I said earlier, there will be an airdrop. Depending on how many tokens you can get now before the mainnet starts is how much the percentage of airdrop that you will receive. With the Soarchain Mini, you do have an app. The app will tell you how much you're currently holding. It has a hub depending on what type of vehicle you have. This hub will show your vehicle health and your driving trip and how much accelerator you're doing and different things like that. Your fuel level, battery level, different things like that. Some vehicles don't. My wife's vehicle and this is very similar to DIMO. I will say the same thing. With DIMO, they must be pulling from basically the same information, because the DIMO only shows all this stuff on my wife's Toyota. I have a 2023 GMC Canyon at home. I had a 2000 Chevy Suburban, which just got recently traded for a 2024 Chevy 2500 pickup truck. Those GM Chevy vehicles do not populate anything here for the DIMO. I then took the Soarchain, because right now Soarchain is not vehicle specific, and I tried this in the other vehicles. In the Toyota, this showed up. One of the trucks I was driving for a couple of days at work, which is a Ford truck, had this populate, but on the Chevy and GMs, it didn't populate. However, I still got rewards. So it was still working. And then later on, we'll talk a little bit later about staking and stuff like that. So the reason I bring that up is I've seen people who have asked me questions or that go into the Discord and think because they're not seeing their vehicle health and these other things that are possible with it, down here where you have the last trip information, distance travel and all that, they think just because they don't see that there's something wrong or it's not connected, and don't think that. It strictly could be your vehicle manufacturing and how it connects and talks to that Soarchain Motus Mini or the DIMO Macaron. So another thing about Soarchain is Soarchain is a layer 1 built on Cosmos SDK network. Y'all follow this channel at all, y'all know I'm a very big Atom Cosmos fan. I had DCA'd in it for years. Maybe not too happy with some of the tokenomics that's going on lately with it, but it's still a great chain to build on. So with it being a layer 1, there are different apps and different, your layer 2s and 3s and stuff that can build on top of this. So unlike DIMO, this is a layer 1 project that can have these applications and stuff built into it. Now, 3 different things I want to talk about is they have the Soarchain Mini that we spoke about earlier. Next, they have the Soarchain Pro. This is going to be a device that's supposed to be able to go in your car with all these antennas on it. It has not been released yet. It's supposed to be released later this year. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be for. I'm assuming it might be somewhat like the bigger DIMO that is out there, but this is the Soarchain Pro. It's got all these antennas off the back of it. I'm sure if it's going to work like anything else, it will have, better rewards and different things like that. The next item that they do have is Soarchain B. Now, this is, I think, where they lead at because nobody else has this right now. This is for motorcycles. And that's something that you have not seen before. From what I understand right now, DIMOs cannot connect to motorcycles. Soarchain Bs can. Also, you got the price. Now you can't buy it, you can't even buy it yet. That's how new it is. It says you can pre-order, but yet it doesn't have a way to pre-order. So, I guess you can do PayPal. But the main thing we're talking about here is a Soarchain Mini. I have a code. If you use the code, The Grumpy Dad, kind of like this channel, The Grumpy Dad, you will receive 10% off of this. So it helps out a little bit. Put it into, $70-something now. So that does help you. One thing you need to check out is, the tokenomics, and we have no idea what this coin is going to be worth. So therefore, we don't know how long it's going to take to ROI. We know we are getting some rewards now, but those are all testnet rewards. But again, I'm not concerned with that at first. And I'm not going to be concerned when it first releases because we know some people will probably be selling those tokens as this has been in testnet for a while. So you're going to have a good amount of people that have these tokens. There are also a good amount of people who have these tokens staked. And we'll talk about that in a minute. While we're talking about price, one thing I also want to make sure everybody's aware of is that right now, the estimated shipping time for this is approximately 6 to 8 weeks. So you order this today, you're looking at June before you get this in. So make sure you really take the time to read through all these fine prints. Make sure you check the compatibility. Don't just assume that your vehicle will be able to work off this. This is anytime you can get some type of miner nowadays that is going to have income coming in. We don't know exactly what the income is going to be because of pricing, of course, of what the price of that token is going to be and things like that. But you're getting this device for $83 minus $8 for my code that I told y'all earlier. Now I have in the description. So kind of like what I said about some other projects yesterday on my Monday recap. Sometimes you just take a chance. Again, I'm going to say this again, not financial advice, but to have a device that can just sit there and, once you sync it, especially for people who do long over the road type driving, or your Uber drivers, rideshare type drivers, anything like that, or, it takes an hour or two to get to work every day and back, and those things like that, you can sit there and accumulate these testnet tokens, which is going to help you with the airdrop. I think that's a positive quality thing, but make sure you're reading through all this, please, because it just seems like people don't like to read the fine print sometimes. All right, so Soarchain also has a Discord. Make sure you're going in that Discord. I'll tell you that about all these projects. Some people don't like Discord, but unfortunately, the world we live in with crypto, DEPIN, and these passive income projects, this is where a lot of the updates come in, and this is where a lot of stuff is being discussed. So one issue that I've been told repeatedly about, and I've read about, and I've seen people discuss, is battery drain issues. One issue is Fords seem to be very popular with the battery drain issue. I can say that my Motus has been plugged in my vehicle, not started for 2 or 3 days. And I think one day I went 3 days. I was off on a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday, did not get started. And Monday I had no issue. That was on a Chevy vehicle. Also, any vehicles that might be older with older batteries, that could be an issue too. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I've seen several people discuss it, and they have enabled in this last update, supposedly they updated something that's supposed to help with that issue. I know it's kind of a pain in the butt, but some people are saying the fix is you unplug it before you get out the vehicle. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna lie to you and say I am, and it's not really the best answer, but supposedly one of the updates I read is any future sold Soarchain devices will have that fix, and should be also fixed with a firmware update at some point. But yes, that's an issue that people have talked about. Yes, it's also why we're called beta testers, and we are buying this device and any other kind of device that's still not on mainnet. Another issue is currently right now, when you want to set one of these devices up, you need 2 different apps on your phone. You need a provisioning app for the first time, where you will pair this with your phone with the hotspot. You need the barcode that's on the box, so don't go throw the box away or anything like that to provision it. And then after that, once you want to use this device, you then go into the Soarchain app itself. When this Bluetooth is enabled sometime in May, when there's an update that they push out for it, it will fix this issue where you will not need all that anymore. You will just tether it with Bluetooth. I don't know if it's going to be automatic with the Bluetooth. I'm really hoping it is. If this Bluetooth solves the one pain in the butt issue of having to make sure that this is connected and connected every time you get in the vehicle, this is going to be 100 times easier in one of the top projects. That's my prediction. The next thing is, again, I'm going to say it again, not financial advice, but they are supposed to be having a Soarchain pre-sale coming in the very near future. And like I said, if this does anything like DIMO did, if we don't feel we have enough Soarchain, or for those who might be new and y'all like to take a chance on new projects and stuff, I'm going to say it again, not financial advice, because I have no idea what's going to happen in the future. But, sometimes these pre-sale, these tokens in crypto, you get them at a discount, and it works out very well sometimes for people. So, hey, if you believe that this product being a layer 1, that there's other apps that could be built on top of it, and you like some of the other things that's going on with it, you might want to look into that pre-sale. When the pre-sale happens, I will try to do a video on it, because again, I'm into this project, and depending on how many I have, plus what I'm about to announce in the next update, depending on how many I have, I might want to buy some more of these tokens to hold on to. Now, what I'm also told is the airdrop will be 4x whatever you have in your wallet at the time that you've accumulated during testnet. So you might want to get this thing in and start collecting that. Also, what's being stated is by the time that this gets listed in 2024, by the time this thing gets released and is on mainnet, it will be on several different DEX and CEXs ready to be traded. I think that's a huge thing, because sometimes you see these tokens that get on mainnet, these projects get on mainnet, and then it's some time and you keep hearing rumors on when it's going to CEXs and stuff. They're saying that that's already going to be taken care of by the time they get that far. Now, for those of you who are using a DIMO or maybe something else plugged into that OBD2 port from your insurance company or anything like that, what I have purchased is a splitter. In this splitter, you can plug one side into the OB2 port and OBD2 port, and in the other one, you plug your DIMO and your Soarchain in, and these work very, very well. Where I messed up was I should have bought the right angle one, and this is the one that I'll have a link for in my description. But again, I've tested this. It works great. There's no issues. And there's also on Amazon, and I'll put a link to that also. And if you consider purchasing the link, I really appreciate it. It helps the channel out by giving me a couple of cents just to help out with everything. But there's also one that you can do with 3 on it, so that if you have the Soarchain and a DIMO and something else from the insurance company or anything else you might have like that, or you want to keep a port open for some reason, you can do that. So online also, there is on the docs or white paper, whatever you want to call it, they have an installation guide. The installation guide does have installation for Soarchain Mini right now with this, iOS or Android or however else you need to tether this with your device. Again, this will change come Bluetooth, but for right now, this is what they have for setup. I do have a video for setup. I'll see if I can link that in the description for y'all also. I wish I knew how to do one of them fancy things like the little bar right here that said, click here to see the installation video. Maybe one day I'll find a YouTube video to teach me how to YouTube. So you have that. Now they do have validators. This is something I've always wanted to tackle, something I've always wanted to do. I have, servers that are just gathering dust with fiber internet and redundant power, UPS, generator power, but I was late to this game also. They have several validators. So another thing I came across was this article. I'll put a link to this also in my description about the Soarchain Genesis drop. And this also, this kind of describes the airdrop, what the allocation is going to be. They're going to allocate 51 million Soar for this, which is 2.7 of their total supply. And it also tells you, if you add them, what your allocation could be, and if you're in these other projects and stuff like that. So validators get a certain amount, and you can read all about it, do your research on that, and I will post a link to this blog in my description also. All right, so one of the last things I want to hit on is staking. You can stake through the app. I've staked all mine. I think it's a 21-day holding period. So if you ever need to unstake, 21 days. This is the same thing like a lot of validators are. I'm in a staking validator for Solana. I'm in one for Luna Classic. I'm in one for Atom or Cosmos. And all of those are 21 days also. This is nothing new. And kind of like if y'all are familiar with Luna Classic, this is kind of like theirs where, it can tell you what the commission is on the side, how much commission that each validator is going to charge you, and also the voting power. To keep this decentralized, and so that you don't have big monsters that come out of validators, which is one of the problems we've had at Luna Classic, is you kind of want to stake with either somebody you trust, and preferably you would try not to use some of these bigger ones that already have a lot of voting, because they can start voting and help themselves more than they can help the project. Not that I would ever accuse any of these validators of doing that. I'm not familiar with these validators, but we have seen that in the past with other staking platforms. Me personally, again, not financial advice. If anybody wanted to ask me who should they validate with, I am currently validating with Dash Tech. For those who have been around Helium for a while and some of our other projects, he isn't very active in a lot of these projects. That's Davo Ash on Discord. Somebody who I've talked to many, many times through Discord and other means, and seems like a very straight guy. Of course, I've never personally met him, but again, we have talked for a long time, over a year, and been a very nice guy. I know he's also with another guy I trust. If y'all have ever heard of Big Maxi is very involved he was involved in the previous project that we don't speak about no more, and Wingbits and some other ones. He's the guy who I've always gone to when I have something in Ubuntu or some issue like that I can't resolve. He's the ace that I go to. He is helping Dash with this validator, and that's who kind of told me about it. So I have validated several thousand of my tokens into this. So again, it's a smaller validator. He is only charging 4.5% right now APY, which is one of the lowest ones that's here. He's trying to get started off. If y'all need one, I suggest it. Not financial advice again. You're just helping out the little guys. Some of these are bigger companies, these other validators and stuff like that. So you want to help the little guy out, consider using Davo Dash Tech. So I wish I could have an easy way of showing you how to do this, but I'm just going to have to use this. This is what the app looks like. So when you hit rewards, when you're connected to your device, it will tell you what your current rewards are. You can then pull those rewards to your wallet right here. You just press. You have a tab called Claim T Soar Rewards. When you claim those rewards, I don't think it's going to show it to you. Nope, probably not. You gotta love it. So all the claim, I have 3.8, just took a ride just now in my truck. And when I press Claim T Soar Rewards, that then goes over to this wallet right here. Your wallet will then show you how much you have. You can go down to stake, and when you hit stake, it'll then bring up a list of validators. You just then pick which validator you want. Again, I'm asking you to please consider using Dash Tech. It's going to say dash tech. Clever. And you can then pick how much you want to stake. What I've been told and cautioned about is don't press max, or you can press max, but then kind of delete it out and leave, say, 1 or 2 of the T-Soar tokens in your wallet, because you need to leave a little bit for a little bit of gas to move it back and forth. Now, what I've been trying to look for is I can't really find what's the current reward rate of valid staking. Either way, you can't sell them right now. You can't do anything with it. Again, I fully believe in the project. So no matter what happens, even if this gets listed tomorrow and goes to mainnet, I'm not selling. So I like staking because there's times where I start thinking about a hot coin right now, a new meme coin, or something crisis going on in my life, and I start raiding my crypto. With staking, I can't do that. Can't raid it for 21 days. So it kind of helps me calm down a little bit, saves me from myself. So even though I don't know exactly what I would be making right now, I don't care. I'm making something. I'm making some kind of APY, and I'm staking. Again, if you would consider Dash Tech, I'd appreciate it. One thing I always say is don't just listen to me. Don't just, we all preach, do your own research. Don't just listen to me. I could be wrong. Been wrong before in projects. Y'all know that. So don't just listen to me. They have several videos on Soarchain. I also will just say, take them with some of these with a grain of salt. You have people who are trying to say they're making all this money with Soarchain, and how do you know that? It's not listed on exchange yet. We have no idea what this token is going to be worth. Yes, you're setting yourself up very well, and I will say that because you have a 4x airdrop coming with whatever amount of tokens you make on this. Now, one question that I had that I can't figure out is, you were supposed to, the airdrop allocation was supposed to end when the main net started or something like that, which is supposed to be very soon. But if you buy today, you're still eligible for the airdrop when it comes. But how much of the airdrop are you going to get because you didn't get a chance yet to make those testnet tokens? I'm reading everywhere that you will be getting some type of airdrop, but then I'll also see where it says you'll be getting 4x of whatever you've made so far. Right now, I got 2,400 tokens, I think, and you 4x that, that's 10,000. And plus what I'm gonna make in the staking and stuff like that. Plus, I hold a lot of Atom, and if I'm reading that right, if you hold Atom, it looks like you might get some type of airdrop. Again, please go read that blog. I'll have a link to it. Don't take my word for it. There's a couple different ways of getting this airdrop, but the best way to make sure you get the airdrop is get the device. Again, $89 or $83 plus or minus what my discount code is. The discount code helps the channel out. Full disclaimer, because people seem to get upset if I don't make sure I tell everybody that, oh my God, you know, I might make a few bucks off some links and codes and stuff like that. Like as if you're new to YouTube or something. But, you know, somebody's always offended by something. So this is Soarchain Motus Mini, now Soarchain Mini. Again, go to soarchain.com. You can read all about it and do all your research that you need to do. Make sure you go in that Discord, check the Discord out. Full disclaimer, I'm telling y'all, like I was very critical of this project and this device when I first got it several months ago. I've even been helping somebody on Discord trying to get their set up. He had all kinds of issues and he's not using an iPhone. So I don't know if that had something to do with it also, but eventually he got it working. I still say if they can fix that issue with this Bluetooth enabling, I think that's going to be a game changer. And I think this is going to blow up even more, but we don't know. What's the difference as far as what it's collecting with this versus the DIMO? I've read that it's different. I read that it's not really that much different. I don't know. But again, I'm very high on this project right now. For what we have to spend with some other projects, I don't think $70-something plus shipping is really that bad. I'm not saying it's cheap by no means at all. I'm not guaranteeing an ROI or anything like that, but we've seen some other devices. Y'all know I'm very, very high on GeoNet. And what's GeoNet? $690-something before the discount code. But both DEPIN is going to be huge this bull market. We've already seen that. And I think it's going to be great. So make sure y'all use the discount code. Please consider to stake. And if you do stake, please help out Dash Tech. He's a good guy. Like I said, I've talked to him back and forth a lot about our previous projects that we're in. And I've seen him in a lot of the Discord. So he's a very active guy and always help me out whenever I need it. So, hey, I don't know any of these other 50-something validators that they got. So why not help him out? So that's it for now. Hope y'all got something out this video. Open your eyes up a little bit. And again, I will make sure I link the setup video that I did before to this. And some of these links if I can remember what I talked about. And I'll have those in here. So thank y'all for watching and see y'all in the next video.